Welcome back. 24 minutes before 7. Let's take a look at your newspapers now, and we'll start off with the front page of the Sowetan. So a beautiful photo right at the top there of our Banyana, and they are just celebrating, as they say, Siyaya e France. So basically meaning that Banyana have qualified for the World Cup in France. They are over the moon, as you can imagine. Desiree Ellis, their coaches as well. They are just so happy. But we're also focusing in on the salaries of the players, and we'll chat to Valen a little bit later, who'll give us some details as to, you know, the difference in payment between the Banyana players and the Bafana players, and there is a stark difference. But what I have heard is that they are going to be getting a little bit of a bonus this time. I think they're getting 40,000 rand a player, but again, if you compare that to Bafana, it doesn't add up. But we'll talk to Valen. She's got all those details. Then this story, I think a very horrific story. Dad orders daughter to kill herself. 11-year-old girl escapes after witnessing the death of her parents. I mean, I can only imagine. And I'm actually not even going to read the story for you because it is just horrific. I'll leave it to you if you'd like to read it. But it's all, again, focusing in on the violence against women and children. And we're in those 16 days of activism. And I think most publications, including here at the SABC, we seem to be highlighting these horrific stories, which are not very difficult to find, I have to tell you. Then we have a look again at Beyonce. Now, Beyonce, you know, is coming to South Africa. She's going to be performing. She's one of the acts at the Global Citizen Festival, a massive festival taking place on Sunday. And she's penned a letter to Madiba, and the paper have printed the entire one on the page. So if you want to read this letter, you know, basically going on to say, I first met you in 2004 for the 46664 AIDS benefit concert in Cape Town, and the impact you have had on my life resonates with me today and every other day. So the whole letter is here. If you'd like to read it, go for it. It's lovely. So she just dedicates that to him, and Beyonce readies for that massive concert. So that's the front page of the Sowetan. We move now on to I think it's the Citizen. Right, Citizen over here. There's Gwede Mantashe sitting, folding his arms, saying, "We did nothing wrong." Gwede Mantashe says the ANC met with South Africa's major banks over the closure of the Gupta account because they were concerned about job losses. So they're focusing in on what Mantashe had to say. Illegal cigarette leader of the pack. SA is the first country in the world with an illicit brand as its top seller. Would you believe it? That's not good news at all for South Africans. Sometimes we top the lists that we do not want to be on top of. You know, when we're the best at something, let's make it a good thing, shall we? But unfortunately, we tend to top the list of bad things. The latest Ipsos tobacco market study shows not only a dramatic increase in the trade of illegal cigarettes in South Africa, but that the brand RG brand by Gold Leaf Tobacco is now the top-selling brand in the country overall. It's taken over all of South Africa's legal brands, giving South Africa the dubious honor of being the first country in the world with an illegal cigarette brand as its bestseller. Okay. Anyway, those are the ones I'm looking at on the Citizen. And then quickly, let's look at the Business Day. Zuma cabinet tried to conceal nuclear costs. Gordhan submits declassified documents to Commission of Inquiry into state capture as proof. Declassified cabinet minutes show that Jacob Zuma's government decided to keep the costs of the proposed nuclear deal with Russia secret until it was done and dusted and the procurement process completed. These minutes are part of evidence Public Enterprises Minister Pravin Gordhan submitted to the Commission of Inquiry into state capture last week. They deal with a cabinet meeting on December the 9th, 2015, in which the program was approved. The details are all there. SAA needs more urgent funding for a turnaround. Remember, we had the CEO here last week. SAA, which has already racked up losses of about 18 billion rand over the past decade, needs another 17 billion rand in government bailouts or refinancing from banks if the next 3 months to continue operations, executives told MPs on Tuesday. So immediate priority is to persuade banks to lend at 3.5 billion rand by December to ensure it has working capital. Otherwise, it would find itself unable to pay its staff and its suppliers. So those are the front pages of your newspaper. The stories on the front pages of the newspapers this morning. Okay, let's get your weather.